Hello, my name is Matthew, and I'm here with my friend Ben.
Hello.
And we're at a change of location. We're at Ben's backyard with the cicadas in full hum.
It's beautiful.
And this is my 500th video.
Congratulations.
Isn't that amazing?
It's crazy.
So I've been making YouTube videos now for 3 years. It's been 3 years. I'm visibly older now than when I started.
I would hope so.
And most of those videos that I've made have been just book reviews. I've done tags and discussions, but a large part of those videos represent just the books that I've read in those 3 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books. And my channel has grown, and I feel like it's been successful and rewarding. I was telling you, like one of the biggest videos that I have has over 19,000 views. It's The Idiot. It's awesome. If you go to YouTube and type in The Idiot, my face pops up.
It's an odd feeling. At least it's not in Webster's.
It'll get
when
there.
You look up.
Pretty soon, when you Google idiot, it'll be my face.
Oh, jeez.
And other things I was telling you, like the total amount of views that my channel has had is it's over 250,000 views, which is incredible.
It's amazing.
And Ben's been my guest and helper, and Ben was the person that encouraged me to start making videos in the first place. It all started with years of just chit chats where Ben would talk about woodworking or being in his band, and then I would talk about painting or the books that I'm reading or TV shows. And one day Ben said, "Why don't you just record this?"
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought, like, grief, there's got to be people out there that, you know, are like-minded, and, you know, it seems everybody has a YouTube channel for every other thing, you know. It's just seemed really logical. But I guess also being our age, it's kind of there's a barrier to entry where you think like I don't know about computers. I don't know about this stuff, and I've never placed a value on that kind of thinking because it's foreign, but it's a real viable thing. And I thought, like, why, of all the people that know so much, you know, Matt is up there, and you have to share it somehow, and the platform just seems to be working out, and
it's so easy.
Right.
So just having a smartphone, having an internet connection, and having an app. You just hit a button. I make it really easy because I don't do any edits.
Right. That helps.
That helps. It all goes in.
Yeah.
But, you know, my channel has done really well. I have over 3,000 subscribers. I have a video that has over 19,000 views. And as it was growing, I would always say to Ben, I have 100 subscribers now. Or I have a video that had 100 views. And it was always, like, just the best. And the funny thing is, Ben has been on my channel a few times, has made appearances behind the camera and in front of the camera. But one of the things that we haven't really talked about is Ben also has a YouTube channel.
I do. My buddies and I have a YouTube channel that I didn't really know about. You know, it's an odd thing. I play in a band, and we've been together for 19 years, and
the band's name,
it's called Ashes Remain.
I'll leave a link to your channel.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a rock band.
Rock band. Yeah, we've been writing music and playing shows together for 19 years, and it's been the same 5 guys, and we all kind of grew up in Maryland and found each other. I was 17 when we all met, and
Ben's the drummer.
Yeah, I play drums, and it's actually, like, of all the things in my life, it's kind of what I'm best at, and what I enjoy the most. And just touring has been such a I feel really fortunate. I feel really fortunate to have done all the things that we've done, and now with COVID and also with getting older and having families. There's eight kids between the 5 of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's, it gets a little more difficult to travel for months at a time or however long. So we do dates here and there.
But you traveled the whole country back and forth. You've gone to Europe. You've had shows
Canada. Yeah, we have a very oddly large following.
So this is the thing that I think is just great. So this whole time I talk to Ben and I go, my channel's doing so well. I have 3,000 subscribers. I have videos that have thousands of views. Okay, so that's the setup.
Yeah.
Ben, let's talk about your channel.
Okay.
How many subscribers does your band have?
153,000.
153,000. How many, like, views? Like, what's a really popular viewed video?
63 million.
63 million. So it's hilarious.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've really done nothing except start a YouTube channel and put music and videos up, music videos. Like we haven't really. We didn't build a YouTube channel the way that YouTube channels are built now.
You built a body of work from having a band,
yeah,
having albums and tours, and the built-in audience was just from fans outside of the internet, fans of just music and the band that, like fans do, they'd follow you wherever your platform is.
Right. Yeah, and with music and streaming and all these different platforms of consuming music, a lot of people's favorite is still YouTube. People go to YouTube and they type in I want to Drake God's Plan, and there's 2 billion views, and it's a way of consuming music, and it's something that until recently we kind of took for granted as just, it was a little bit of a revenue stream where I get checks in the mail every quarter, and honestly I wonder where they come from. I have no idea how, I know how publishing works. I don't know how streaming services work per se, but it was something that was always kind of in the back of our minds, like, oh yeah, we do this, we do the work and create the art that is the music, and then it goes out in different ways, whether it's an actual CD or a digital thing on iTunes or something. And until recently, we haven't really thought about it as anything other than that, just a way to consume our music, until recently. And now we're kind of at a interesting, not crossroads, but we're trying to think of how to engage more and be available more to fans, because with a year with no music, no playing shows for a whole year, it was like, what are we doing, and how do we get in contact? How do we communicate with our fans? There's a lot of people that send messages on Facebook, and I get messages from all over the world all the time, and people are like, are you still alive? Are you still a band? Do you still play music? And it's one of those things. I'm not big on social media. I've posted one Instagram post for all of 2021. I don't, I have so much going on in my real life that I just kind of don't do the social media thing. And
so like at the beginning of this year, in the past few months, Ben and I have been talking, and you've been talking about experimentation and getting interested in different ways that you can make videos. And one of the things that I've learned on my channel is there's not much that's very precious. You can experiment and do different things on these videos that doesn't work in detriment to the channel as a whole. I feel like people understand that you can have fun, and try different things. Like recently you've had Josh, who's the lead singer, has had a few live streams. So that's like one one thing, but what were some of the other the kinds of videos that you were thinking about making?
Yeah, so I was, one of the big things that I think would be neat is just to, where we are right now is my property in Maryland, and we're sitting next to like an 8-foot, like big rocks, big fire pit, you know. It's a really peaceful place. I was telling Matt, like, it feels like I shouldn't live here. I should, you know, it's like a retreat almost. But I thought it would be neat to kind of set up and just play acoustic songs and release those as just a single piece of work, like one song at a time. But then I also thought, you know, those Ask Me Anything, it's hard for me and my band. We're really similar people in my band. We're kind of I don't know, it's hard to explain, but we're all kind of like not into the social media thing. Like, so we've always been terrible at you know, promoting shows, which is like one of the biggest things you're supposed to do as a band member. You know, we were lucky to get signed to a couple big labels over the years, and we're still signed to a big label and have distribution, so it was easier to get the product out because somebody else did it. And we have a booking agency out of Tennessee, and if you wanted to have us play a show, that's how that happened. So we kind of rested on our laurels a little bit. And
like one of the things that you see that you have seen recently with social media is performers or celebrities or figures that in the past would be sort of like these monoliths, like old-time Hollywood stars that have now used these different vehicles to show off who they are, like to give a little bit more of their personality or personal life. And when it's authentic and natural, or at least has the appearance of being authentic and natural, it's so interesting, and it adds so much more to the experience of being a fan of whatever it is.
Right.
And I think that's like such an interesting opportunity. Like, if it was you just talking about how you set up your drum set,
right,
it would be just like an interesting little video. Or
and it's really hard to imagine that people care what I do ever. I mean, it's, you know, I understand the performance part. Like, come see a show and you'll understand, you know, that we do play music and we do play shows, and it's entertaining, and we're performers, and that's all this thing. Outside of that, it's very difficult for me to understand. And even over the years, you talk to people and they say, what are you into? What do you do? What are your hobbies? And it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a woodworker. I was big into skateboarding for years. You know, I have a handful of interests. I can go down rabbit holes and all this obscure woodworking. And
Ben's very good at a lot of things.
I don't know. I just have too many interests and not enough time. So thank you. But you know, that was another idea we had, where it's like we could go around to everybody's day jobs. You know, one of our lead guitar player is a coin collector, and he buys and sells rare coins. Not many people know that, I don't think, unless they follow his Instagram. One of a kind coins. Rob Tahan.
Plug.
Yeah. You know, our singer Josh does music at a church up in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Our guitar player Ryan works for our bass player John, building furniture 20 minutes from here. And the property that Matt lives on is where my woodworking shop is, and I do a lot of woodworking. I do a lot of stay-at-home dadding. You know, I get into all kinds of strange stuff and learn different things and spend my time a lot of different ways. So we figured, you know, we could bring fans into that and say, look, you know, this is where I live. Like, go for the drive from here to the shop. And, you know, again, odd that people would be into that, because it's me, and I always tell people I'm one of the most boring people I know, only because. So
there's also for what my idea of with starting a channel talking about books, when I started it, it was zero. I started with 1 subscriber because I count.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was really just me like talking into a void, making videos talking about whatever book I was reading. I didn't realize that as it would grow, I would start having interactions with the people that are watching.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it's so much better than I had imagined.
Right.
Just a one-way, the way that television works, where it's just a one-way vehicle. On YouTube, it's interactive through comments, or if you do the live streams where you're interacting in real time. And with the kind of things that you're talking about, the people that will be interested, you'll very quickly find that you're interested in return.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it is interactive.
Right.
In a way that is just different than a live show or an album.
Yeah.
Where it's like a one-way process.
Yeah, totally. Because we've done press and interviews and all that kind of stuff. And we've done, again, strange things that I never thought would be in my schedule, where you're doing like a press conference kind of, people are asking questions and write-ups in websites, and it's very interesting, and I'm really excited to see what happens when we try it. And I just think being able to put skin on fans in the way of I know they're out there because there's numbers attached to the videos and the views and all that stuff, but I am very interested in.
Also, I mean, what's normal to you and boring to you is completely foreign and fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's all around the world. People that are living in South America or Africa or wherever, people live where it's not usual to have green all around you, or whatever. Cicadas humming in the background.
A brood of 17-year cicadas. I mean, it's hard to tell, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the value in it finally. And one of the funniest things that kind of got me thinking about it was, I went to a restaurant with some friends one night, and a few of the guys there are in different projects musically, and one of the guys was like, "Hey man, I don't know if you know this, but you have an incredibly large YouTube channel." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? A bunch of people hit the button." And he was like, "You also haven't put a video on your YouTube for 2 years, or whatever whatever the last music was that we had released." And he was like, "You need to do something with it," And I thought, it's not been on my radar, but maybe now that I'm saying it out loud on YouTube,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm committing to, but I'm excited because I've seen.
That's exactly what happened with me.
Mm-hmm.
I went 2 years thinking about from the time in which Ben and I had a conversation, and he says you should make a YouTube channel. 2 years went by, and I just thought, well, I'm not going to be good enough. I'm not a performer. I'm not someone that's comfortable in front of the camera.
Right.
And then one day I made a 30-second video, which I'm not embarrassed about. It's part of what got me started. But it was me hitting record, going, I want to start talking about books. I'm just going to make a little video, and it went live. And I thought, well, crap.
Right. Yeah. Can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
You could delete it.
But the point of it, or the principle of it, is, you say things out loud, you start doing things, and in my case, all of a sudden, I have 500 videos.
Yeah.
Which is a large enough number where you think I've made something.
It's amazing. Yeah, and that's analysis paralysis, right? I've not done many things in life because my brain analyzes it to the point where it cripples my body from starting the thing, you know. And it's very similar. And you would think that during COVID I would have, but I've been so busy. Like,
Yeah, you're always busy. Yeah.
you know, it's like I'm not the type that is bored or sits and just binge watches something. I'm always doing something. So it's like it's got to become something that's important and ends up on a list for me to accomplish, you know, the same way that I do all the other things.
When you come up with whatever you do, and then you put it on there, it's different than all the other things that are just already up. It's stuff you've already made. Like when you make it, put it up, and then just see like, okay, people like it and are interested.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it and go like,
Right.
whoa, now I have all sorts of ideas.
Yeah, I'll do another one. I can put a GoPro on the hood of my truck and go off-roading or something. Yeah, it is interesting. It's like
it's like positive reinforcement.
Yeah. I always tell people, like, they ask if have you ever gotten into this? You ever look into that? Do you ever try this? And I go, no, I know myself too well. It's always a rabbit hole, you know, and whether or not I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole. And I guess this is one we can try out, and, you know, maybe I end up with like this all the time, walking into stores like that, pretending that.
Yeah, and you could say like, you know, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button,
ring the bell, and
what do they say? Smash
the like button.
Smash the like button. You could be
Yeah,
one of
and
those.
people point to things like, it's right there.
You could be
and
one of
it's
those
right
people.
there. Yeah, it's so interesting because I do watch my fair share of YouTube. I'm really into cars, and I watch Doug DeMuro. And you know, I've followed the career trajectories of these people that were like, this is valuable. A decade ago, people were like, this is valuable. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just stick to it. And now, you know, that's all they do, and they make a decent living doing it. So, and that's not the point for us. We've been fortunate we all have jobs and, you know, wives and families and stuff, but the band is more like always been our passion project, where it's like we do it because we just like playing music together. So this will just follow suit, and it'll be something fun, and we'll keep it fun. And if it isn't fun,
yeah,
we'll
that's
stop.
what I was saying. It doesn't have to be precious.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So this is my 500th video, just having a chat about Ben, my fellow YouTuber.
That's right.
So I think that's good. Do you have anything else?
Congratulations to Matt, man. It's been really, really, really encouraging for me to watch him and his path. And, you know, I'm so excited that he pulled the trigger and did it, and then really accepted the new kind of life that it gave you. Like it opened up a whole thing that wasn't on his radar, you know, and it's been really, really encouraging to watch him and his growth through the channel and personally. I mean, you know, Matt from, I don't know, 8 years ago, I don't think would have thought that this is where he would be, and these would be the things that he did on a daily basis, if that makes sense. So I'm really, if I can be proud, I'm really proud of you and how far you've come, and what you've done with your channel, and the engagement and relationships that he's found through, you know, something so unique.
Yeah.
And
I met Andrea.
Yeah,
because of
incredible. I mean, it's so, and it really does remind me of being on tour and meeting, you know, I have friends that I'll be friends with forever that I met on tour, and it's very similar, you know, the contacts you make and the friendships that you build, and whether or not it's in person, face to face, you know, a lot's different with technology these days, and Matt, I feel like is really
one of the things that I've learned is that it's all real. It's all real.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
The people that you meet and interact with, it might not be in person, but it's just as real.
Right. Agreed.
So thank you, Ben, for all the kind words. Can I have a hug? Okay.
Love it.
Leave a comment if you'd like. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Bye.